Welcome to you, Peter. Peter, what's your assessment of the current risks right now in the market, the Fed, Ukraine, and just how far along the stock market is toward pricing in some of these worst case scenarios?
Well, I think what we've seen so far is a valuation rethink that really started last year with all the high flyers that sort of metastasized in January. The question now is, to what extent do these rate increases start to slow economic activity? Because we know the two things that drive stock prices being earnings and the multiple. Well, the multiple's contracted, but earnings estimates have not. And I have to believe that it'll be hard to avoid an economic slowdown with higher interest rates, and that at some point those earnings estimates will begin to fall.
Peter, is gold finally going to catch a meaningful bid? I mean, it has done over the last few sessions, but it's still in a kind of relatively tight trading range that it's been in for almost a year now.
I just want to say quickly, the best to you, Wolf, and you're going to be very much missed. I hope so.
You're too kind.
I really hope so, just because I'm long myself and for clients. I think that what pressured gold and silver in 2021 was the belief either that inflation was transitory, which was not, and if it was, the Fed would be aggressive in stamping it out. And I think what we realized that even if the Fed raises 5, 6, 7 times, they're still going to have interest rates below the rate of inflation. Therefore, real interest rates are going to remain deeply negative for a long period of time, which will then be bullish for gold and silver.
Charlie Babrinsko, have you made any moves lately? Have you picked up any sort of newfound value stocks? Meta, maybe Netflix? I know you always hate these growth names, but they've taken quite a beating off earnings.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of them. Apple would be, when it traded down, that was a name that we're looking at. We may have missed a bottom there. There are a couple new names. Boyd Gaming, the reopening trade that we talked so much about, got out of favor, and some names like that operate casinos got very cheap. So we bought Boyd Gaming for the first time. MSGE, that we talk all so much about with you, Madison Square Garden had its revenues drop as concerts got canceled, and we think the reopening story is really going to take and kick in here. There's a lot of pent-up demand for entertainment. People have been buying goods, but they haven't been able to go to concerts, and we think that's going to start playing out. So those are the names where we're seeing opportunities.